Factsverse presents Most Mysterious and Legendary Swords in the World. Number 1. The Sword and the Stone. There are many stories and myths about the sword and the stone. However, some people believe that there could be some truth to the story. According to the tale, the Archangel Michael commanded a Tuscan knight to give up his sinful ways. The knight said that giving up his sins would be as difficult as carving a stone. The legend says that when he tried to put a sword through the stone, it melted like butter. There's another legend about this sword. It is the story of Excalibur. The story says that there was only one person who could pull Excalibur from the stone. When everyone tried, they couldn't do it. When King Arthur grew up, he was the only one with the ability. Number 2. The Kusanagi. The Kusanagi is called the Sword in the Snake. According to the legend, the sword was found in the body of a serpent with 8 heads who was killed by the gods of the storms and the seas. People say that the Kusanagi is kept in the Atsuta Shrine in Nagano Prefecture. It isn't on display and it has not been seen in centuries. Therefore, it is not clear if it still exists. If it does still exist, nobody knows where it is and the owner is clearly keeping it hidden. Number 3. Der Handel. This sword is believed to have been embedded in the cliffs in Rocamadour, France, right above the Notre Dame Chapel. According to the monks of Notre Dame, the sword belonged to the paladin Roland. The legend says Roland didn't want to see his enemies get their hands on the blade, so he threw it into the side of the cliff. People would often make pilgrimages to see the sword since the 12th century. In 2011, the sword was removed and was added to an exhibit in the Cluny Museum in Paris. It remains there today, and it is on display for the public to view. Number 4. The Cursed Muramasa. This sword was said to have been made by an ancient Japanese swordsmith. He wanted his swords to be great destroyers, so he prayed to the gods that they could make it happen. Because his blades were of such exceptional quality, they granted his wish. The only problem was that the blade was made to be bloodthirsty. If the knives were not used to kill someone, the person holding the knife would murder or kill themselves. This caused the user to want to use the knife more often so that the blade could finally be satisfied. Number 5. The Honjo Masamune. This is another sword that is said to be cursed. The blades were used by a priest and the legendary swordsmith Masamune. According to the legend, the two wanted to see whose blade was better, so they put them in a stream. Muramasa's blade cut everything that it touched, and the priest's sword would not cut anything that wasn't worthy, including the air. This made it difficult to use his sword in a fight. This is by far one of the most mysterious and legendary swords in the world. Number 6. Joyeuse. This sword is legendary and it belonged to King Charlemagne. Legend says that this sword changed color 30 times a day. It says that the sword was so bright that it could outshine the sun. The legend says that the king modified the sword many times. However, it is unclear if this is true. There have been many other legends about the sword. However, none of them are historically plausible. Number 7. St. Peter's Sword. There are several legends about this sword. It is said that he used this sword when he cut off the ear of the high priest. It is said that Joseph of Arimathea brought the sword back to England along with the Holy Grail.